My name is Clint Gage. Y'all know the drill. We're going to wait a little while, see if a few people show up. I have got an eyebrow hair in the way. But we're going to wait for a few people to show up, and then we're going to get started on a conversation, guys. So can't wait for everybody to show up. Can't wait for everybody to get here. We're sitting here, of course, in our tunic, and we've got our hat. We've got our jewelry. And we can't forget the horn. And as always, we have Trolls Bane, guys. So I can't wait to see who shows up to the live. Pat, first one here. Congratulations, Bubba. Tonight we're drinking something a little different from water. Yeah, I've drank enough water today, so I need some actual, electrolytes replaced and everything like that. Needed that. That's probably going to make me feel immensely better. We're still waiting for just a few more people to show up. How's your day been, Pat? Yeah, it is good for me. I bought two of them. I bought one for today and one for tomorrow. What's up, Nikki? How you doing, sweetie? Of course, it's good to know you had a great day there, Pat. How you doing, Nikki? I hope you've been having a wonderful day. You're up kind of early from when I can tell. But we're waiting for just a couple more people. See if my Jin shows up. There's my Jin. Hi, baby. How you doing? Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. It's good to see that you're feeling good. Yeah, Jin, meet Miss Nikki. Miss Nikki is a good friend of mine from New York, I believe. And I go to her channel every now and then. I'm glad that you're feeling good tonight too, baby. But anyhow, now we've got enough people in here. Let's get along with the discussion, guys. Tonight's topic is homelessness. All right, guys. And I've thought a lot on this subject. I have a lot of experience in this subject. Guys, I've talked about this subject once before, but I'm revisiting it. All right. Oh, you sub to her from another channel? Okay, that's cool. What's up, NJ3? NJ3. How you doing? But guys, homelessness is a serious problem. Especially for up in the northern states. I've witnessed it firsthand up there. I wasn't homeless up there, but I witnessed it up there. Working in a convenience store, you see a lot of transients come through. You see a lot of vagabonds, a lot of vagrants. And begging for change, freezing their butts off, just want something to eat, digging through the trash can to find something to eat. When you're homeless and you're out in nature and you know what you're doing, you can survive because nature will provide you with everything you need. But when you're homeless in a city, what do? You go to a homeless shelter, they fill up too quick. You go to a soup kitchen. What if you don't make it in time? Guys, these are things that you have to worry about. And I never really had much experience being homeless in the city. It was just a couple nights before a friend of mine found me. But, it's difficult. It's a lot harder. Yeah, it's really bad in Las Vegas. I guarantee you that, Pat. It's really bad in Oregon, too. And also Washington, D.C., from what I've come to understand. Our state capital is filled with homeless people. Guys, there's got to be an easy way to house these people. There's got to be an easy way to take care of these guys. Somebody's just not doing research. That's what it is. There's no money in the research. And unfortunately, we don't have enough people dedicated to that cause. Guys, the Amethyst chapter of the Knights of the Holy Rose deals with bullying and with homelessness, and nobody gets bullied more than the homeless guys. You walk, man, I'm just hungry. Can I get some change? Guys, a lot of the times they'll get cussed at. I've seen them get pepper sprayed, tased, cops called on them, spit on, kicked, punched. I've seen them go through some stuff, man, and all they're asking for is just some pocket change. Oh, okay, RoTuber. Sorry, man. This is when I pop on here at night. But anyway, guys, back to what I was getting at. There's got to be simple, easy ways to do this. We got football stadiums and fairgrounds that aren't being used a lot of the year. When those aren't being used, turn them into homeless shelters. Throw up a bunch of, military style tents. Give them somewhere to go. When there's an event, take the tents down, put them up. Have some volunteers do that kind of stuff for them. If it's a stadium with a big open or big closable dome, like a lot of them have nowadays, just close the dome. Put some cots out. They'll be happy. They'll just be glad to be out of the cold. You guys, that's a lot of their problem, man. And old food, good food, new food, doesn't matter. It's food. Guys, these people are swallowing stuff that you would never put in your mouth. And I'm not talking about, naughty ways. I'm talking about they're swallowing food that is just rancid. And it's because they have no choice. I myself have witnessed a homeless man sit there plucking grass off the side of the road. And I asked him what he was doing. He said he was going home and he was making a stew. I said, okay, what kind of stew? Pigeon and grass. Yeah. That was his meal. He killed a pigeon or I think he killed a pigeon or something. I don't know how he got the pigeon, to be honest. But somehow he got his hands on a pigeon and he was going to cook it with some grass and he was going to eat it. That was going to be his meal. Too many veterans on the streets, for sure. Way too many of our homeless folks are veterans. Guys, these people went and served our country. They fought so that me and you can sit here and have a conversation on this phone. Shuck, what's your problem, Bubba? You went out and went potty a minute ago. You've had water. You've had food. What's up, baby? What's up? You just went over here? Come on, Shuckers. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to get you a flea bath. That's probably what's bugging you. He don't like fleas. Hello there, Livea. But yeah, guys, too many of our people here in America suffer from poverty. And then you add homelessness on top of it. And guys, you've got a huge percentage of our country. I mean, a massive percentage. And you'd be surprised how big a chunk of that percentage is children. Children and young adults are one of the highest, I believe. The next one is men. And I think the other one is women. But guys, the most homeless folks out there are our veterans that those are the ones we really need to worry about. They went and served our country. They went and fought for us. They sacrificed everything so that we could have something, that we could call freedom. And guys, there is nothing stronger than the dedication a soldier has to his job when he's a good soldier, and when he comes back and he gets that crappy welcome and that you can't get a job and all that stuff, and he ends up on the streets, guys, his heart hardens and he regrets everything he did. So we've got to take care of these people. We've got to look after them, guys. Not only that, but a lot of these homeless folks too are grandparents. They're people whose family want nothing to do with them. Some of them are mentally ill, yes, because their family doesn't want to deal with them. Nobody wants to help them. And guys, it's not fair. I don't care how you look at it. In my book, it's not fair. Everybody deserves somebody that loves them. Everybody deserves somebody that cares about them. And everybody deserves at least a roof over their head. At least a roof. Guys, because you can go out and find out what else you need if you have to. But guys, it's bad. Here in America, it's getting real bad. And if the economy gets any worse than what it is, it's only going to go higher. It's only going to get worse. And we're going to start seeing families on the streets, guys. And what are we going to do for that? What are we going to do for a man with 2 kids and a wife? Are we going to let them sit out there? Or are we going to help them? And that's the point of this whole thing that I'm trying to figure out. This whole charity thing that I'm trying to do. Guys, it's difficult. I didn't realize how much goes into it, how much red tape there is. And so, yeah, it's going to be a minute before I can do it. But I'm going to try my damnedest to do it. And it's going to help out as many people as I can. But the homelessness in this country can be fixed. It requires very little effort on certain planners' parts. There could be very easily cheaper projects made. There could be jobs out there that don't require an address, for a certain amount of time. For the first 30 days, you don't have to have an address, and if these guys could simply get if a lot of these guys could simply get a job, they would gladly get off the street. Now, the ones that can't, I feel sorry for. But the ones that can get jobs, guys, they're willing to work, especially if it means they get food, because now they're going to appreciate that job. And they're really going to appreciate you as their employer for giving them the opportunity. Well, if you're the employer. Scald. So yeah, guys, next time you're out and about and you see some guy standing there holding a sign, he says, "I'm just hungry." Really look at him. If he really is dirty and filthy from head to toe, and really if he's got a look on his face like the world gave up on him, guys, that's the one you need to help. That's the one you need to walk up to, shake his hand, say hello, and maybe give him $1 and then walk away. Because that $1 is going to make his day. He can go combine that with some pocket change he can find lying around, and he can go get himself a burger. So it's little small things like that, guys. It's taking care of our homeless folks, because what they go through is a suffering that no one should have to feel. The humiliation of having to go to the restroom in public, the humiliation of having to lie there and have people walk past you and literally just dog you for everything you are because you feel like it's not much. And yes, a lot of these people become broken. They become broken inside. They become broken outside. Everything about them becomes just sad. And those are the ones that have honestly been homeless for way too long. They're the ones that once you give them a hand, they cry. And they'll dedicate everything they are to making sure that they can pay you back. Guys, they appreciate it. They love it. Everybody loves a helping hand. But if you haven't had one or had a single kind word in years, guys, sometimes decades, then that little bit of kindness goes so far. Just that little bit.